Hi, fellow traders. Man, it has been a really slow week, but we locked in on a trade of the week candidate. So we're gonna recap that here in a minute. But if you guys are looking at this thumbnail, I know you're asking yourself, what the hell is Staffums? A small account fixed mindset syndrome. I've never heard of that. That can't be a real thing. Well, I am trademarking it. In this, Staffums is the sickness where a trader that has a relatively small account and their mindset is fixed on protecting or not losing that account. Like a mother protecting her newborn. They're trying to shield it from all of the dangers and the harms of the world. The trader that has Staffums is trying to shield and protect that account from all of the dangers of the stock market. And some of those symptoms, include fear of taking trades when your setup is clear, fear of losing money on a trade, which is a product of the fear of being wrong on a trade, the fear of challenging themselves or being challenged. They ignore constructive feedback or basic instruction because they think they know better, threatened by others' apparent success, and they start comparing themselves to somebody who's saying that they're this successful, and then that causes some issues. They're threatened by the market itself and its participants. When they come into the market, they feel like it's a threatening place, that a place that's coming to just take everything that you have. And they give up easily on trades, and especially teachers, the people that are trying to teach them, they give up easy on them. So this person is stuck living from trade to trade. Much like a person living from paycheck to paycheck, they feel limited and trapped in their present situation. And they honestly can't see past their present trade. They feel like every trade they take, their whole life is riding on that one trade. And if they win or they make money on the trade, then they'll think they were right and that they got it now. And the very next trade, or the second or the third trade after that, they get slapped back down to earth. If they lose, then they will start thinking that they're always wrong and nothing they do works and the market is out to get them, and it begins this downward spiral that comes with the feeling of losing or being wrong. This leads to the probability that they're going to continue to do this losing, and they're just going to be stuck in a rut until they quit. If you know somebody that has these symptoms, or if you have them yourself, then I've got the prescription. I had this same sickness and I came through it. you know, my roadmap to success program is specifically designed to help you get through that Staffums. That syndrome is no joke. And if you're honest, if you give yourself an honest assessment, you may find that you have it. So for $41, it comes out to about $41.50 a month is what it comes out to. And it I did this because I don't want you guys thinking about money or having to pay this huge monthly fee or coming up with a whole bunch of money when you're trying to get out of this. When you're trying to get out of that rut you're in. You know, I want you to give a good honest focus. You know, 6 months. That's not a whole lot of time considering how some of you've been spending 2 or 3 years just trying to get the profitability. You can make a good trade here and there, but you can't keep the money in your account. And that's probably because you have staffums and you haven't really admitted the fact that some of these symptoms relate to you. For me, fortunately, I had somebody that told me to humble myself because you don't know a damn thing. You need to listen. And, I realized where my mistakes were. So, this roadmap to success, you get 6 months access to the education community, meaning the the education chat room that we have every day. That's where learning takes place. It's not a room where you're gonna hear me call out trades and you're not gonna see them. You're gonna see everything I do. You're gonna hear everything I think. Sometimes it gets PG-13, but this isn't scripted. It's not. I'm not recording a live trade that I happen to win on and then come back and show you, hey, this is what I did, and I'm not showing you the ones that I struggled on. You see it every day. And I want you to understand, I want you to see that, of course, we're not going to like the fact that if we take a trade and it doesn't work, that it's not going to, bother us a certain kind of way. But it's how we handle that. We don't look at that one trade as our be all end all. That's just one of a series of trades that's going to get us to where, we're going to be profitable. So you got to stop thinking about that number and focus on that equity curve that I was telling you guys about and that I've showed you. Now, from now on, I'm not going to share any numbers throughout the month. At the end of the month, you'll see the numbers. When I do my weekly recap, we're going to be looking at an equity curve. And if your equity curve is going up, then you're putting money in your account. If it's going down, then you're losing money. And you need to figure out what you need to do to flatten it out. But you're going to have to wait and look at a group of trades versus just living and dying on one trade. It's something that you got to get out of. And that's what I'm focused on helping you get out of. That's what this roadmap to success is. So you get access to all the classes, but really the most valuable component is the one-on-one mentor sessions. Now every day in chat's like a big mentor session, but the one-on-ones, they come. I mean, some of you need to be on one-on-one with me while I'm actually taking the trade. We did that. I did that today in the mentor session that I had today. And then, earlier in the week, we had one where, I took a trade live right there with you. You get to see it. I mean, this is what's going to help you get out of the rut that you're in and moving towards your path of for success. So I know this works. This will be going away pretty soon. I've pretty much got everybody is the capacity that I have on this. And no, I'm not going to be there saying have I got 3 seats left or I got 2 seats left or whatever. You guys, no, I don't do that. When it's gone, it's gone. So if you want to be a part of it, jump in. Get started this weekend. Go through the recordings of the sessions that we've already had. I'm going to share with you guys the last class. I'm going to open it up so that you guys that aren't in the program, you can get an idea of how the class goes. And also, I'm going to put the link to the last live um, chat session that I did. I've got the recording is on YouTube. So if you haven't seen it, I'll have the link that'll take you directly to that. So, take advantage of this. This is not something that you want to miss. All right, so let's take a look at our trade from the day. Like I said, this was the trade of the week for us, or for me. STZ was one of the few stocks that we had on watch, and MU just didn't look good to me. It didn't look like it had the range. It's a high float stock, so it doesn't typically move much. You have to size up in order to really make some money on it. And I just did not have the conviction in it. Um, I would much rather trade a $50 stock versus a $180 stock, but this is just the way it worked out. So I could only trade 100 shares of this. But you look at the move potential, it makes sense. I wouldn't trade 100 shares of MU that is not going to move 50 cents. Not going to do that. That's why I say you got to size up. You get a stock like this that has 5, 6, 7 point move potential. Trading with 100 shares makes sense. And also, this had, a little um, spread to it. And whenever you have a stock, for me, whenever there's a stock with 25, 30 cent spread, 100 shares is going to be it. I don't care what it is. I'm not going to size up. And if it doesn't make sense for me to size up, then I'm not going to have it on watch. And see, all of those decisions, guys, are done in the planning phase. As we go through this roadmap, we're building our way up to this planning phase and everything that's you're going to need to build a viable trade plan. See, all of this thought and analyzing is done planning, pre-market. When the market opens, when this thing triggers, you better be ready to take it. This isn't the time to start thinking, well, what if? It's going to get in. And I'm already going to know if it's too close. Like if this thing, you see this huge candle at the open here, it did not take up all of the gap. So I'm watching this thing at the open, and as long as this doesn't take up all the gap, I'm good. This traded through all of the resistance. I mean, yeah, all of the resistance, and it was in free, clear, space here. So there was nothing when the trade triggered. There was no thought. It's take it, and got to my first target here, then got to my second target, and this was going to be my final target. I thought this was going to be it for the day, but once we hit this level, it just got slammed down. And this is, you can't really predict this. This is why I scale out, because you don't know what's sitting at the next level here. You don't know how many buyers or sellers are going to be sitting out here, if they're going to be more sellers than buyers. Obviously, this thing triggered a whole lot of selling orders that slammed the stock down. The reason why it was able to get slammed down like this is because it's on low volume. This is one of the things you have to look out for when you're trading a stock on relatively low volume. The first 30 minutes of the day, a stock, not trading 500,000 shares, is this can happen because you can hit a level and trigger a huge sell order, and this is what's going to happen. But because we lost this volume, and you can see here we started trading under 100,000 shares, I didn't take this bounce. And instead of me trusting the strategy, I start looking at other things that and letting this eat away at me. Okay, I'd already made the decision earlier on, really last year, that I'm not going to use these volume rules like I have been. And I'm going to be looking at the price action. So that was what I was supposed to be doing. I kind of spaced it on this. I talked myself out of taking the trade. So guess what? That's a symptom of what we just talked about. That Staffums. I told you I had it. Um, you really never get rid of it completely. You know, it's like chicken pox. Once you have it, you know it's there. It'll never go away, and it can cause some problems. You know, later on down the road, but you can easily get it taken care of. So, you know, in this case, that's what happened. You know, I start overthinking it, and I start worrying about, you know, well, if I get in and this thing comes back, it's gonna stop me out, and you know, I'm gonna end up being flat on the day. These things creep into your head when your trading is slow, and my trading has been slow this week. I haven't really had a good trade, and it creeps into your head, and you got to shake it off. And you know, I got it shaken off here, but this thing did turn around and run right up to my target, and not only that, it eclipsed it, and it just kept going. So here, you know, and this was during our mentor session today. You know, got the pullback here, and you know, the trader I was on with we got to focus and have like intimate session on this trade, on this specific trade, and what mindset you've got to have, you know, going into this. You can't worry about whether you're right or wrong and that you're going to lose money. You know, you can't worry about that. What you worry about is executing that trade plan. You know, trading that strategy perfectly, because that's what we can control. We can't control what the market does, but we can control how we execute our plan in the market. And that's where our focus needed to be. And so, really nice trade. Um, I actually, again, my trade plan, I was really conservative on it. I did not expect it to even try to make an assault up here. I didn't think we would actually get there, but um, it eventually did. So, you know, but I'm only trading with 100 shares. If I had 200 shares, I would still have been in, but, you know, I didn't. So I traded what I have. I tried to get the meat of this move, and, you know, I felt pretty good about that. And then, you know, I decided to get cute. Now, obviously, I'm looking at this. This is getting weak. It's weak, weak, weak. Look at the volatility slowing down. The candles are getting tighter and tighter. You know, the close and open price is getting closer and closer. And we got under the 20. And I honestly thought this candle closed below the 20. I was looking at it and on Thinkorswim, that's the charts that I'm looking at. And it sure looked to me like it closed below the 20. But when I blow the chart up, I can see that it closed on the 20. And so never should have got in here. That was just my mistake on executing this, you know, that strategy. This was, you know, what I was trading was, you know, a breakdown. I was trying to trade the pullback here, where this move was breaking down. It's not quite a reversal, because the reversal would have come over here at some point. This just started kind of selling off, and it was just breaking down. But I was looking for it to make a run back toward VWAP, and it didn't. It turned around and it ended up hitting my the target up here, the one that would have been nice to go for if I was over here. But I mean, I'm not gonna cry. 238.81 is not bad. I mean, not bad. I just wish I had not, had my head screwed up, or at least have my head screwed on straight, and just go ahead and take the strategy, trade my strategy. Yeah, I was a little bit irritated when this candle here came all the way back and took me out at break even. But you can't let that get to you. Mentally you got to stay focused, and this is what caused me to lose my focus here and let the staffums creep in, and that was it. Day is done. So that's my day. Um, really let this one get away, and I'm bummed that the one opportunity that we got, I was right there. I was in the right stock. I just didn't execute worth shit, and that's what cost me. This could have easily been a $657 trade, easily, and making that off of 100 shares. And this is not uncommon at all. So, you guys, again, I'm gonna put the link to the last roadmap to success class that we did. Um, that's gonna stay up or stay active for throughout the weekend, and then it will be password protected again. So if you want to check it out this weekend. Again, this roadmap to success series, this program that I'm offering you, guys, you can't beat what you get for $41.50 a month. You just can't beat it. And yeah, I'm blowing my own horn because I'm tired of, um, reading the stories that you guys have about the struggles and everything. And I know what I have can help you. I know it can. You just have to give it an honest chance. And don't quit before the magic happens. That's what it's going to take. So you guys have a great night, and you probably won't be hearing from me until next week. We may. It depends on if I can get a video with me slapping the bull. But if I can do that, then I'll post it and do a little video from New York this weekend. But if not, it'll be next week when you guys hear from me. So take advantage of what I'm sharing with you, and let me know what you think, and enjoy your weekend.